Hello fellow Genshin players, welcome back. In my recent video, I covered the early buffs and nerfs for Arlecchino that were expected in beta version 3, which was released today. So, in this video, we will cover all the confirmed changes she received in 4.6 beta version 3. But before that, I want to thank you guys for your recent support and for helping me reach the 2,500 subscriber milestone. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I'm planning a Welkins giveaway when we hit 5K subscribers. I hope you guys will continue to support me like this. Now, back to the video. Let's start with Arlecchino's Elemental Burst. Her Elemental Burst healing was previously 100% of her Bond of Life plus 300% attack. Now, it has changed to 150% Bond of Life plus 150% ATK. As I mentioned in my previous video, her weapon nerf has been reverted from 18% Bond of Life to 25%, and this change has been confirmed in this version. Arlecchino received a buff on her flying mechanism, or you can say hover mechanism. After a charged attack, the hover mechanism, which was previously for 3 seconds, has been buffed to 5 seconds in this version. I know that's not a huge buff, but it's still a buff. Previously, her expression and smile on idle animations were removed, but now they have been reverted. Now, let's discuss Arlecchino's elemental skill buffs and changes. Arlecchino's Blood Debt Directive passive was previously the maximum value of the Bond of Life she can be granted through Blood Debt Directives within 35s after using her elemental skill is 80% of her max HP. We discussed this in my previous video that it got buffed from 80% to 130% of her max HP. But in today's update of beta version 3, it is 145% of her max HP, so you can say it received an additional buff in this beta. Her other passive of her each directive absorbed grants her a Bond of Life worth 40% of her max HP, also received a buff from 40% of her max HP to 65% of her max HP. Now, let's move on to her talent buffs. Arlecchino's Talent 1, Agony Alone May Be Repaid, has the following changes. When defeating an opponent with a directive, Arlecchino will be granted a life bond. It was previously 70% of her max HP, but it got buffed to 130% of her max HP. 5s after a directive is applied, it will be upgraded to a Blood Debt due. When absorbed, it will instead grant Arlecchino a Bond of Life worth 70%. Now, it is 130%. We also have a change in her NA talent, Mask of the Red Death, from 0.08 sec to 0.03 sec. Remember, this is Bond of Life consumption, not the cooldown reduction. Her talent cooldown reduction is still 0.8 seconds. We have mostly covered her buffs. Now let's move on to her nerf. Arlecchino received a nerf on her charged attack skill attributes. Or you can say it also got reverted. Her Mask of the Red Death scaling ratio was reverted from 297.5% to 238.00%. If you want to see in detail, here's the image of the before and after update. Her high-speed movement stamina cost was reduced from 50 to 40. These are the changes that Arlecchino received in today's beta update. Other changes that we discussed are accurate. If you want to know them, you can watch my previous video on Arlecchino's nerf. That's all in this quick Arlecchino update video. I will meet you in the next one. Thanks for watching and peace out.